We have about 15 minutes left, and I have two additional brief questions, but I think what I'd like to do right now is to allow each of you a 3-minute closing statement. The other topics have to do with after-school programs and parent involvement, so if you wish to cover that in your closing remarks, you may do that. We'll begin on the closing statements, which will be 3 minutes each, beginning with Mr. Chavez and going the other direction on the closing. Mr. Chavez.
Great. And again, thank you very much for organizing this forum and giving us the opportunity to share and introduce ourselves to the community. I want to just leave you with that when you consider a candidate for the Ravenswood City School Board, that you think about my experience, that you think about the qualifications that we need or that the school board members need as we enter these transitional times in education. One being the fiscal instability right now, the funding instability. We don't know which way these propositions are going to go. If they go in the right direction, great, but how do we then capitalize on that funding that's going to come through? How are we going to make sure that that funding is used in the best, because there's not a lot of funding, but the funding that we get, how do we make sure that it's going to the right place for the students? Secondly, we talked about the Common Core. That's a whole piece of changing the way we teach, changing the way the students learn, changing the way the students are assessed. So as we engage and enter into that era, I feel that I am qualified to be able to guide and lead the district in that direction and through these transitions. I know the Common Core. I train around the Common Core standards. I also I know curriculum. I know elementary, middle school curriculum very well, and so I would be able to facilitate those conversations and engage in those conversations with our administration, with our board members, and with our community to be able to have the strongest program possible for our students. And finally, family involvement it's very, very, very important. And it's critical in terms of making sure that our students are achieving. So I'm committed to engaging with our families, engaging in conversations, engaging families in the instruction and the education of our students to make sure that they understand what their curriculum is, what the programs are that we're offering, and that they're also able to help the students at home be able to advocate for their own students. So I'm committed to that. So finally, when you get to the ballot, and some of you will probably already be voting in the mail-in ballots, or when you go on November 6th, consider my experience, consider my engagement in the community, consider that I know the community and my heart is in the community, and that I will advocate for students. I will advocate for our families.
Thank you. Ms. Wilson?
Thank you, League, for hosting this and giving us the opportunity to share our views with the members of the community so that they can make a choice about who they want to support. Over the next 4 years, we are facing very challenging times in the district. I will be focusing in on stabilizing our fiscal condition, overseeing the budget and making sure that it's managed in a way that puts the children first. I also will be focusing on the 8th grade transition. That's a very important aspect of preparing our children to be successful, not only in the Ravenswood district, but the high school district, and then on to college. The electorate has the opportunity to reflect and really consider which individuals will be able to come on the board with the level of expertise, the level of knowledge, the skills to move the district forward. We don't have time to bog the district down in controversy. The district needs to focus on student outcomes, looking at data and using that in an effective way, developing standards that, again, will help our children move forward. So as you are considering the candidates to support, please think about the future of the district and the direction that the district has to go in. Look for individuals who can develop strategic solutions to the problems, not just point out what's wrong, but also develop ways to solve those problems. This district has very dedicated students and staff and families. We are increasing our family engagement and hope to bring more families in and create more of a community-centered school district. So again, on November 6th, think carefully, and you're right, people are voting now since the absentee ballots are out. And I would appreciate you supporting myself, Sharifa Wilson, to continue to serve on the Ravenswood School Board. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gomez?
Yes, thank you very much, for all of you. Sorry to wake you up so early in the morning, but no, I really appreciate y'all coming so we can introduce ourselves, myself especially. And I found that this was a very excellent experience for me, because I've always been around children. I'm the oldest of 12. And I don't want to go through the history of it, but I have 2 or 3 siblings that are either teachers or directors of Indian Affairs in Arizona. And so my family's more or less has been gearing up to take care of children. Now, after-school programs are excellent. And it is essential because they get one-to-one help, and it also gets the parents to be involved in that, because if they don't show up, they call up the parents and see what happens. After a certain amount of time, the parents got to more or less answer why the children haven't been there. I see myself here as a newcomer with new ideas but old values: respect, courtesy, and mutual understanding for each other and children. My father always told me that not only do you have to respect older people, but the younger people too. And we need to find ways that we can generate funds for our schools, like big businesses. Talk to the big businesses and see if they can help one way or another. Donate furniture or equipment, like Hewlett-Packard did or does. And basically, we need to have the parents get involved more deeply, because without the parents backing, it's hard. Now, it has been proven that it's beneficial for the children to have the parents backing, not only here in the United States, but Japan,
Yep.
Vietnam, China. All those countries they say are way ahead of us. No, they're not. They might be, or seem like it on paper, but our children are much better advanced than they are. And I'll fight to the end. My kids are doing great. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Serrano?
It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Frederick Douglass. It is shocking to think that a child who can't read by the 3rd grade is a prime candidate for becoming a prison inmate. But looking at the reading levels of elementary school students might very well become a reliable way to predict the number of potential criminals in the future. East Palo Alto Chief of Police Ron Davis. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children, Nelson Mandela. We are passionate about social justice. We know that all children deserve the right to attend the public schools where they are expected to learn at the highest level, regardless of their social economic backgrounds. Quality public education is an essential human right. It is the ultimate civil right. Deborah Kenney, founder of Harlem Village Academies. In the old paradigm, kids suffered, adults stayed, everybody keeps their job. Our theory is kids fail, you get a new job. I know it sounds a little harsh. If you accept any excuse for failure, you will fail. Jeffrey Canada, founder of Harlem Children's Zones. We need to fight for our children. Our children are our most precious gift. With God's guidance, we need to love them, to care for them, to nurture them, to make sure that every single one of them is educated. Professor Howard Fuller, Marquette University. When you politicize the selection of a superintendent, you have brought controversy to the board. And I would be remiss if I did not say that Ravenswood has the nation's highest suspension rates for Pacific Islander students, reported by the San Jose Mercury News, August 2012. I ask you for your vote. Please elect me, Mary Lou Serrano, to the Board of Trustees of the Ravenswood City School District. My passion is just speaking for the children of Ravenswood. I hope that you do not take it as indication that I will not work with my colleagues, but I will work with courage and commitment and integrity. I will not just simply vote to get along with my colleagues. I will respect the superintendent, even though I really don't think that she has ever in her 6 years been equipped to be a superintendent. And I will respect my colleagues, but as I said, I will courageously stand up for what's students first. And I will keep you informed, which is something we have not been doing. I will go to Menlo Park City Council meetings, East Palo Alto City Council meetings, and keep you abreast, whatever I can without divulging information that is privy to closed session. Thank you very much, and I hope that because I do consider myself qualified. You don't have to be an educator or an incumbent. You just simply have to educate yourself on students' issues.
Thank you. Thank you to the candidates.
Thank you.
To the audience, be sure to vote on November 6th or before that if you have vote by mail. If you are not registered, you still have until October 22nd, and you can now register online if that is needed. In addition to attending this forum or watching it, you may also watch it on the local cable channel or their website, midpeninsulamedia.org. The website is midpenmedia.org, and the button is Watch Elections November 12th. This will be posted on their website as well as broadcast on local cable. If you need more information about the election and your polling place, you can go to the League's website, www.smartvoter.org. Thank you very much. This ends our Ravenswood Candidate Forum. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. I like that answer about the comment. Cool. It's coming. Oh, I know. Just let you know about it.
See you.
Nice to see you.
Are you going to go to I saw your email on the park forum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
are you going to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to.